Hello, and welcome back, subscribers, and welcome, newcomers. Before we get started, if you like today's video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. We are at pretty much 300 subscribers. Thank you so much. If we can reach 500 subscribers, I have a big special video in mind for y'all. For now, let's talk about Twilight of Serpents, my second Webtoons comic. As if I didn't already have my hands full enough with one comic, I'm actually working on two at the same time. This was mainly a side comic that stemmed from a character that was in the Dawn of Gales that I felt deserved his own story. So let's talk about that. So who or what is Dangel? I'm putting up a picture on screen of one of their early design references. This character was a mix of a persona that I had worked on through various loose sketches during my brief time in college. Just general associate's degree, didn't finish. Wanted to work on a Webtoons comic. Worked on the Dawn of Gales. Threw Dangel into that story and realized they didn't fit. Tried to experiment with a few Inktober illustrations to see how the characters would work with each other and realized they need their own story. So I created the Twilight of Serpents comic, where I wanted Dangel to be the main character because they, in heaven and hell, appear to be the only one of their kind, since what I call the serpent, or YouTube, don't redact me for these, Satan, Lucifer, whatever you want to call him, the devil, my version of them is just called the serpent. No, you can't see the design. You have to check out the Webtoons comic if you want to see the design. Same thing for God and this dimensional thing. And no, this isn't like based off of the real world's religious stuff. This is a mix of my own, so please leave a lot of your hate comments out of my comments section, because this is a fun fantasy idea. This is partially a good mix of my own. Consider it a fun comic coping mechanism for some past things that I wanted to expand to a fantasy universe. So no hard feelings towards anything good or bad. But yeah, for Dangel, let's start off with the comic. It is definitely an adult audience target, where there is going to be a lot of bloodshed, gore, violence. There's a lot of hypocrisies that are going to be in this. The angels and demons are both on the askewed, not quite as they seem. I want my angels to be just as terrifying as the demons, because I want to kind of mix the 7 deadly sins and 7 heavenly virtues, along with some archangels and demons, different levels of all those good fun things to sprinkle in, and how this all works together for the story, along with some old concept art that I have of Dangel with what I call souls in this world called cores. I kind of just scribbled these guys out at one point, and I thought, kind of loosely based off of the multitude of shows that I used to watch, a main one that comes to mind when I saw characters being able to see souls, of course, Soul Eater. But that's where it stops. That's where the inspiration stops, because these are separate. The way that I wanted these cores to work is that basically when someone or something dies, their core still remains, and one of 4 places where it can go. I'm gonna start from Earth. It's the loose name for it because it's not actually Earth, but it's kind of like an alternate universe to it. It's kind of like the souls that are just stuck. They can't pass on or don't want to pass on unfinished business, stuff like that. What can happen to them is one of 3 things. They can either stay, go forward to heaven or hell, or the worst possible outcome, they can become pretty much corrupted and dangerous. Let's talk about that a little bit more with a little preview on screen here. This creature that you see actually on the first couple of pages is indeed what happens to a core that is corrupt. The fiery core that Dangel is holding is what happens to just an average core. They usually end up getting stuck hovering around the area. They don't really have a body that they have yet to kind of control, to move around, so they're kind of stationed where they passed. And for these cores that Dangel absorbs, one of the traits that Dangel has that angels and demons of more pure lines can't do is borrowing the power. The cores go halfway into Dangel's chest rather than being absorbed all the way, lending the power, but these cores still have a bit of consciousness where they have their own wills and wishes that before they passed on, they still have some things that they want to finish. Some of these powers range from elemental to other sins that could amplify danger, perhaps having extra wings or claws or fire. For the other souls that aren't corrupt or just regular cores, they go to heaven or hell. And for hell, demons of pure blood absorb them, and they are ruthless about it. It is an unpleasant, sort of like layers of hell situation, but it depends on the demon who takes you. The demon who takes your core holds the power and kind of encourages whatever wrath or envy or any of those kinds of things, and then some. It can be extremely abstract. It's not just limited to the 7 deadly sins. It's just the main few that I have as higher tiered demons. They are known for these in my world because that's what they amplify for these cores that they have collected. So it's made them super strong in that specific category. For the angels, they find themselves too above that, and they find that disgusting and disgraceful to the souls, and find it better for them in their own twisted ways of the purities of promising these cores a perfect afterlife in their own little happiness sanctuary. But that sanctuary is a bit of a muddied situation where it is both beautiful but sad, like seeing a bird, or in this case a small finch in a small wire cage just hanging on the ceiling in the corner of a house. Beautiful from an outside look, thinking that it has a happy, beautiful life because it's singing every morning, when in actuality it might just be very sad because it's alone and can't actually spread its wings. Fun little dilemmas here and there for each of them. So for Dangel's perspective, one of the things that is a rare 5th stage for these souls, rather than just being regular on Earth, corrupt, absorbed by a demon or purgatorial heaven, is a mysterious new form where they are able to have a shape of their own, almost like a lost soul type of core. But we don't have enough time to talk about that in this video. If you guys want to see more of it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more, and my Patreon if you want to support the Webtoons comic. Stay possum subscribers, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye!